Good afternoon, my lovelies. It is hump day, and welcome back to the Bog Pod. Of course, you know my face, and anyone who's been here before, well, should do anyway. I am Bill. I am the one of the co-hosts of the Bog Pod here, and today we're just gonna let me move a little closer. I'm just gonna go through a few things. I've been a little bit up and down last 2 3 days. Feeling the pressure, but we got a few bits of good news and a few bits of not so good news. So, for anyone who would like to know, Bill will be having a little boy March time, so that's a good thing. We're over the moon. We had a little what they call it gender reveal party on Saturday. So Burns was present. He came over the house. A few of Ruby's friends, basically the family, the nearest dearest type of thing. Um, and of course Richie come down as well, one of the boys from work, who is a dear friend of mine. He came down with his camera and took a few photos of us all, popping the balloons and everything. And he's gonna get those photos developed soon, and hopefully we're gonna have some photos to show you quite soon. So obviously having a little baby boy is excellent, good news. Another bit of good news, which is probably, well, it's good news for me, maybe not for all of you, but to keep it light and to keep it not disgusting, um, I had my first poo today for, I don't know, it felt like last Friday. So 5 days I didn't go to the loo for, and I've been to the loo. So that was also a weight off my mind. Now, where do I start with the bad news? Not, it's not all bad news. I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything that's going on at the moment. I suppose to say I got a little bit on my plate, or quite a bit on my plate to be dealing with now. Um, Obviously, me and Ruby are having a baby boy. He'll be due in March. Now, we are living with Ruby's mum and dad at the moment, which is not ideal. Um, and I'm feeling the pressure as to when I'm thinking about, am I able to gonna get a house for us, whether that's renting or buying? Am I gonna be able to, you know, actually afford to run a house? And both now me and Ruby work. Are we going to be able to look after the child, look after the house, pay the bills, and keep our heads above water? Because I've always like had a little bit of debt, basically since I'm 18, basically since I was 18. But I don't want us to have an house with a baby and be struggling all the time. So I'm trying to rack my brains a bit for answers or solutions, to my options that are out here. So I'm not Duke Nukem. Lucas, hello, my handsome. You alright, boy? How are you, boy? Will's not feeling great, or not 100% great anyway. I'll say, because up and down, Lucas, up and down, to be honest with you. Um, I'm okay. Obviously, I'm landed with the news, but I'm just caught up in my own head. Uh, the work situation as well is annoying me. I've had to go back to work. I asked for extra days holidays back last week, and they weren't able to give them to me. And I was going to use those 3 holidays. One of those holidays was going to be to have a second interview with Aldi's. Although what Aldi's contract was offering was only 25 hours, there would have been a chance for overtime. However, I had to return back to work on Thursday, last Thursday, and obviously I wasn't able to, turn in for my second interview with Aldi, which is a shame. And I feel a little bit pissed off with it. I've had to go back to work, which is a job I haven't been enjoying for quite a while. I have had a chat with one of the girls there, Colette. She's pretty good, to be honest with you. I quit the union. I had a fortnight off, and I thought, oh, I'll have a little job with Aldi's and that now, and everything be alright. But of course, I've gone back to work, still stuck in that rut mentality, and I'm just like, you know, I'm walking, I'm collecting people's grass, I'm collecting people's general waste, and some of the routes that we're on, me and my buddy Lee in work, they're unbelievable. Like, and there's still people. So you're out there in the pissing down rain, fighting against all the elements, and I've got to pick up, I don't know, over the day probably a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand maybe, green sacks that are full of grass and soil, edge trimmings, twigs, branches, fucking tree trunks, earth, you name it, stones, soil, rubble, they put it in there. And some of these bastards out there expect you to pick them up no matter what's in there. But although it does say on the side that there's a weight limit on the bag, and no soil should be in there, no rubble should be in there, no earth should be in there, no roots from trees, it should just be literally grass trimming and edge trimmings, which is, not going to be all that heavy. So can you imagine now getting absolute soaked with the rain while having to do that? And it's doing my head in, and it's spinning me out. The housing situation as well. I think in 2 weeks' time I can actually phone the council where we live used to do the housing, and now it's a company called Titarian. So me and Ruby have been on that list for probably over a year now, and not really had much opportunity at all to even bid on a house that we would want. You know what I mean? That's within close enough range of my mum, Ruby's mum, the grandparents, the aunties, and all that. So we don't want to go too far, but there's not much housing in Britain Ferry where I'm living at the moment, and there's not much choices for renting. There's not much choices for buying houses. Not that I've got the money to buy a house, but if I did, I still wouldn't have much option on buying a house. So there's a few things that are doing my head in, a few things that are getting caught up in my head, and thank you, Lucas, for saying congratulations. What did you say you was that was surprising? What did you say? What? So Anne Burns is there as well. Droop dog. Well done, boys. Thank you. But I'm gonna keep running through. Oh, you didn't know, Lucas, did you? I thought your mum might have known by now. Your mum too. Thank you, Burns, for being here. Kind of fucking need you today, but in times like this, I feel like I always take out my anger on Ruby and people in work, and it's not their problem. Now, there's been a few occasions the last couple of weeks where I've spoken to Ruby on her lunch, and she's like, "What's the matter?" And I'm like, "Everything," and I'm getting pissed off, and I'm getting like to the point where I'm spinning myself out, and I'm starting to freak out about certain shit, and I'm sober and straight right now, guys, and this is coming from the heart. Um, I feel on days I've bloody had enough, and this work situation isn't helping. I don't think anyway. I mean, today I got absolute soaked for the first 2 hours, and then after we tipped off and we come back and it was a little bit drier, and then it dried out for like an hour, and then it pissed down again. So like you start to dry out. Not that your feet are gonna dry out, because my boots were absolutely soaking. But with everything happening, baby, and still stuck in Ruby's mum and dad's house, and I feel I need to make moves, but I'm unable to make moves. Um, and it's just getting a bit too much. To be honest with you, I don't feel the quality of life is there, and I'm trying my hardest to make sense of the situations and trying to make the right choices, all while battling myself, in my brain, in my head, in my mind, thinking, is this all going to work out okay? Like in a few weeks, in a couple of months, a little bit further down the line than that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I've been lacking energy to even come and do a bloody podcast, and don't get me wrong, the weather hasn't been the best last fucking week or two. Um, but like today now, for example, I've walked all the way around Brincourt, collecting all the green and all the black, and then I basically jumped off a lorry in town, and then walked from Neath town centre all the way to Britain Ferry, and then I got home and I was just like feeling like shit. Um, and then once I had a coffee and a cigarette, and I decided to have a shower. And it was in the shower I decided that I was gonna come up here and do a bit for what it's worth. But I will I will always try my best time, and I hate to let people down, and this is what's scaring me about all these thoughts and situations in my head, that I hate letting people down, and I always want to be um, able to fulfill the promises that I give to people. So like me and Ruby, it's absolutely evident that we need another place. Like we need somewhere where we can start our own family, our small family, our little family. And I don't know, like with my little bit of debt and the job situation, and my mentality, and like I'm on the verge of convincing myself that I need to go back to the doctors, and because I've had a couple of weeks off work, on the sick, and then they had two weeks off as holidays. There's also another situation in work as well, that I'm supposed to be best man for one of the boys in work, next Friday. So a week Friday, I'm supposed to be best man for one of the boys, and they've blocked my holiday because there's 30 men off on the sick at the moment, or 30 people off on the sick at the moment. So there's that as well. So my mate is getting married at 12 o'clock, and I'm supposed to be present. Do you know what I mean? I'm supposed to be there. But I can't be in two places at once. So I put the holiday form in. Although I know I should have put the holiday form in quite a while ago. I've had 9 weeks off on the sick and on holidays, like, so that was kind of put to the back of my head. Now I put my holiday form in Tuesday. I get a phone call yesterday, um, telling me that they blocked the holiday. So where does that put me now? I'm supposed to be a best man at my mate's wedding, and now like it's over the 7 days notice that you need to give for when you're booking holidays. So what do I do? Like what do I do? Do I tell them I'll take it unpaid and I just won't show in? Like, I can't afford to really go back on the sick again, because I can't. I can't. I'm probably going to end up on a final warning again when they pull me in for another sickness interview. Um, like, I'm caught up in work. You know, I'm back in work, but you know, I'm starting to think, where does all this dread and misery in my head going to end? And I'm starting to feel a bit sick and tired and fed up of feeling like shit, or being being all happy and good one minute, and then something will happen, something will piss me off, something will trigger me. And sometimes it's in work, and it's the amount of fucking green I've got to pick up in work, and you know, the amount of soil that's in these bags, then I've got to pick them up, and my back is killing, my limbs are aching, and I've got to walk everywhere, and then, you know, it's too much. Fuck, I haven't even got the fucking head for it at the moment, Burns. Like, I've been talking to Richie and there saying I want to go back training and that, like, but I haven't even got the fucking head for it then. But, like, I used to do it before. Isn't that another situation that's doing my head in as well? Is like I not blaming Ruby, like, you know what I mean? Like, but she uses my car at the moment, and I bloody need a car, like, not just to get back before work. I don't really need a car for work, but to get back before here. So if I had a car, I can just chuck my bloody rucksack in the boot, drive up here in a couple of minutes. And other than that, it takes me 20 minutes to walk up here, and I've got to walk back as well. And so I could do with a car. You know, I could do with probably finding a job that either pays roughly the same money as what I'm on now, or a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, guys, I'm fully aware that these are all things that I can change myself, but at the moment I'm literally unable to, because there's no money in the bank. I'm fucking starving. I haven't eaten a full fucking meal in a couple of days. I haven't had, like, I've been eating shit in work, like, you know, £1 pasties and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, I apologise. I did have some chili and rice last night, but literally that was my first meal, first fucking proper meal for about 48 hours. Yeah, I know the exercising is good through mental health, son, but I I, I, I want to do it, but I don't feel that my head is fucking with it, like, at the moment. And I speak to Ruby on our lunch, and she, you know, I'm probably pissing her off, and I'm making her worry, which is something else I don't fucking want. And then I'm back to square one. And then I'm back to square one with my misery, my dread, my anxiety, my depression, whatever you want to call it, is unhappiness. And yeah, of course I'm landing, I'm having a fucking baby, but on the other hand, then I'm scared that I'm having a baby, because I don't know if I am going to be able to provide everything for that baby and Ruby, and to be able to run a house, and you know, have a van, or something, you know, like a small van or something for me, and a car for Ruby. I mean, what the fuck is going on? I mean, it's getting it's getting rough, and with everything else that's going on out there in the world, bloody hell, man, it's getting a bit, it's getting a bit much, and it's starting to wear me down big time. And that, I don't know, I want to be happy, and I want to smile, and I want to come here and be producing positive vibes and good content. And I don't want to be here moaning and venting, and just being a miserable twat. That's not what I am. That's not who I am. I'm, you know, I'm usually a pretty upbeat, let's go get it type of person. Burns knows that. Most of the people around me that know me know that. I don't know what's bloody going on. And thank you, Lucas, for saying just call if I ever want to play. But I don't even want to bloody do gaming anymore. To be honest, with you, I don't know what it is, guys. I can't put my finger on why I feel like this and why I get so caught up in my own head. I really don't. I really don't. Like, you can say, oh, it's mental health and you're under pressure at the moment. So is everybody out there, and there's a lot of people out there that are under quite a bit more pressure than what I am. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? I don't even know anymore. Don't even know anymore. Am I Bill that does the bog pod? Am I Will that does the bins? Do you know what I mean? I am both those people, but somewhere in between, there's a man who is lost and is trying to figure out, like, trying to figure out everything that life is throwing at me, and I I can't understand why I feel so so like it's ridiculous in work. Like, sometimes I'm losing my head. I'm losing my cool. That ain't me. Like, that ain't me. Like, it says something when I'm starting to worry a little bit about myself, and I just can't escape these thoughts that are just trapped. I feel cornered. I feel like a cornered fucking rat, and I just want to fucking break out. I don't feel fucking right. Don't feel nice, like, and I don't know why. Like, another type of person to fucking run to the doctors every time you get a fucking bad thought, and that's not me. Like, usually sort my own shit out. But I don't know. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. As Burns saying, there's a lot of pressure having children and trying to provide, but I know it's easy for me to say, but it does work out, and it will work out for you. I don't even know if he will, son. I don't even know if he will. I don't know why I'm so caught up in here and so fucking mental sometimes. I can't seem to. Like, I feel like I'm on pins. Like, I'm walking. Like, I'm treading myself on fucking eggshells. Like, do you know what I mean? It's hard to continue like this. I'm starting to feel the fucking pressure. Like, and it's it's rough out there at the moment. It's really rough out there at the moment. But anyways, enough about me. Burns, how's Ariana? How's the family? How's Jay? How's Riley? Lucas, how are you? How's Lloyd? I'm just not confused. I know I'm having a kid. I know I gotta go and work. I know I gotta provide. I know I gotta get a house. I know I gotta get a little van. But where the fuck is all the money coming from for it? I mean, uh, want to be that positive guy that people see online and think, is a good guy. Like, most of the time, I am a good guy, but I want people to watch the content that we put online, and I want people to come back, and I want people to enjoy our podcasts. Uh, we were supposed to do one on Monday, but of course the weather, it ain't no fucking good. because of that, if I'd had a car or a van and I was able to travel, it doesn't really bother me that I've got to have a few cans on a podcast or whatever. Like I could probably do them without doing that, so I could be able to drive back and forth. But we're getting to the point that I don't even know anymore. I had a little chat with Colette in work. She kind of like pulled me in and said, "No, is everything all right?" And some of the texts you've been sending Gary when I walked off work and that a couple of weeks ago, basically calling the management in where they work sneaky bastards, and they don't let people like live normal lives outside of work, and with it, they should be let to live normal lives outside of work for as long as their work life has not been affected. And that's always been me, bar other one occasion. Um, I'm just, I'm just like, where do I go from here? What do I do? Like I'm finding it hard to get up in the mornings and just go to work. Like I am, and I always will go to work. But fuck me, it's getting hard. It's getting hard, and I think once the baby comes, once we sort the house out and all those things, guys, then I think it's only going to get harder. So what you know, I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give in, but I need to find a way I can channel all this aggression, and I think it's like hatred of myself, and I don't know why. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. I'm getting greyer and greyer by the day. Um, some days I can't even be asked to have a fucking shower, guys, and I like on no laying in bed day after day after day after work, just watching shit on YouTube, and it's just like mundane, tedious, and I need to be speaking more like this, not more like this, but speaking from the heart, speaking like I'm fucking worried. I am worried, and I'm beginning to question like myself. I that's one thing I've never done. I've always been quite certain of who I am and what I am, and uh, these days I'm just struggling with a few things, and I don't want to struggle. I don't want to be the one that's beating himself up all the time. I want to be, you know, a bit of a joker in my time, and I can tell a good story here and there. I've got plenty of stories. Um, I don't know whether like using so much cocaine back in the day has like seriously affected my brain, or like scuppered my fucking brain or what. I don't know what's going on. Is it, I don't know. I don't know. It could well be the catalyst to all my like thought problems and my thought process problems, because there's not much positivity coming from my brain at the moment, and I'm sick to death of being sick and tired and fed up. Don't really know what else I need to say. Obviously, there's a situation that I can't have an holiday in work with Ian's wedding, and that's I'm fucking gutted that there's a chance that I might not even. I will be there after work, like of course, but I might not be there for him to get married. I don't know. I don't know. There's so many bugbears I got. I don't even know where to begin to be able to try and solve some of these problems. Really, really don't. But you know, thank you for thank you to Lucas and thank you to Burns for being there. And I know you are most of the time. But Burns, what's the doctor gonna tell me, son? He's probably gonna say, right, yeah, obviously showing clear signs of fucking anxiety, depression, or whatever, mental health. They're probably gonna end up on fucking meds, or they wanna fucking take you for fucking tests or whatever. I don't wanna end up on fucking meds, son. I don't wanna end up like that. End up fucking more miserable and more fucking confused. There's one thing I thought about doing earlier on in work, and there's an album I listened to in work earlier on, called Exile on Cold Harbour Lane, and the band who done the album is Alabama 3. So what I might do now in a bit, I might just put the earphones in, play the album, and sing the album to you. It's a bit controversial. Um, I would like to play you the fucking music, maybe find the album on YouTube and then play that. But these guys have got a good few albums, so like they're definitely gonna have like copyrighted music. Do you know what I mean? I've actually been to see them twice before. What do you think is a misconception, Burns? What did I say that you think is a misconception, son? Well, about being on meds and that. A lot of people are on meds and that might never be able to get off them because the meds might do one thing, like say, I don't know, happy pills I call them, because like antidepressants and all that, like they take up to like 6 weeks to start working, and then once they start working, where do you draw the line? Like pharmaceutical drugs are only ever going to cover up your pain, or give you a release of a certain chemical that will make you feel a little bit nicer or feel a little bit less depressed. I don't want to end up on meds. However, I don't want to be depressed either. I, I, I think the doctors can help, but I need someone who is a professional in speaking to people with. No, you don't have to take meds. You don't have to take meds. No, uh, that is that is a big misconception that people will blindly sometimes go to the doctors with depression, anxiety, mental health, ADHD, whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? But those drugs that those people end up on are not always the answer. Definitely not the answer. That's not going to source out your mental health issues. Um, the exercise thing, Burns, is actually something I'm thinking about, and I've been, because I haven't done regular exercise for well over a year. Well over a year. I used to go up to Richie's a couple of times a week, do a bit of weights, do a little bit of boxing. Never used to really enjoy the boxing all that much. I like hitting the bag, but I don't like, like sparring, because I'm a pussy, so I don't like to be punched in the face. You know what I mean? And when I get punched in the face, I um, don't like it, and I get angry, and I want to react the way you should react, not in that controlled sparring environment where you have to keep your cool. But I used to do a little bit of weights, and perhaps I should go. I have got weights in the house, but I just don't fucking use them. I come home from work, I strip off, and I just fucking lie in the bed, and I'm just like, got no energy for anything else other than work. And like, I know my job is quite physical, and it's quite tasking on the body. Um, I don't know. I suppose I give up fucking AA and drug therapy a little bit too early, but I don't even think they do those meetings anymore because of COVID. And all that. So they're not going to allow like 12 people to sit in a room and have a chat about all their problems and their addictions and all the other bits and bobs that come along with being an addict, because that is what I am. In And I'm not hidden in plain sight. I am an addict in plain sight. Anybody who knows or sees how I operate on the daily, when it comes to cannabis, is my mainstay, of course. Um, will see that under this skin and in this head is somebody who is struggling through life on the daily. I've got good people around me. My problems or my thoughts, processes, and my problems are not the good people around me. It's not their problem. This is These are my problems. I need to see to them. Um, there's always that couple of percent of my mind that realizes that I should stop being a pussy, puff my chest out, and just march on. But do you know how hard it is to march on while you're suffering in silence, puffing your chest out every day, and going about your normal day as normal as you can without anybody knowing what you're really thinking and what you're really worried about, and how you can't even sit and explain to someone that life is hard and life is quite difficult. Just the everyday things like going to work, having a relationship, um, expecting a baby, all the other things as well, guys. Money is another big worry of mine, and I don't know why I worry so much. Like, I wouldn't say it's worry, it's just like anxiety. I just want to fucking break out into what? I don't know. Break out in anger. It's not going to help nothing. Break out into violence. It's not going to help anything. What the fuck, like, innit? Who am I? What am I? How am I here? What's the meaning of all this? How much money have I got to bloody earn until I can deem myself like not successful, but we're okay now. We don't have to worry about the bills, the mortgage, the fucking car insurance, the fucking food bill, and all that. Because this is what I've got coming, guys. To in the masses, in the absolute masses. Um, and I realise already that if I've got problems now, I'm gonna have fucking 10 more problems in another couple of fucking months. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle that shit as well as what I like. Do you know, since I've like left the pub, left drinking, left sniffing coke and all that, I was a battle in itself to be able to turn my back on going to the pubs so regular and turn my back on the people that were providing um, any amount of cocaine at any given time, for as long as you've got the promise of payment or the money in your pocket. Um, since I've turned my back on that, on those times, I don't know whether because I'm so much of an addict for those types of things that I feel lost without being drunk or stoned, or do you know what I mean? And that's fucking weird because I've only ever always wanted to be a fucking normal person. Um, and of course, when I look back, I realise that what I was doing isn't normal. But then I've removed those things, and yet I still don't feel normal. I still don't feel content or okay in life. I don't feel I've tried hard enough in certain things. Um, like I've had numerous opportunities slip by the wayside in my time. Um, I said no to being a welder. I was unable to join the army because of my heart murmur. I worked at Morrison's for a few years after that, and I fucked about a bit because, of course, I was still young and stupid. Probably still am a bit stupid, but not so young. I haven't really gone out there and bothered to learn how to brick or weld or get a trade, which is a fucking shame because most of the people that have got trades are earning decent money. Decent money. There's the situation that I want to try and get a driving job somewhere. Doesn't have to be an HGV driving job, and I want to try something else. And part of this might be down to the fact that I've had to like go back to work and like kind of suck it and see again and like get on with it. Of course, already knowing that I wasn't happy in the place where I work, and I have been happy there for probably 3, maybe 4 years. Um, I need to change a few things. It is only me that is able to change those things. I realise that. I'm fully aware of that. Um, I don't want to carry on letting down people, and I don't know why I feel like I'm letting down people, but when I speak to Ruby on our lunch sometimes, she must think like, what the fuck is going on in my head, because it's on the regular occasion where my girl might worry about me and I inflict that worry on her, and it's not fair on her. So when I'm saying like you struggle to march on and puff my chest out every day, it takes a lot more puff for the chest and a lot more marching to be able to get through all these situations, solve the problems, create more opportunities, and try and make some sort of life. I'm 34, guys. I genuinely feel like I've been fucking about for 34 years. I haven't really created anything of like tangibility. Do you know what I mean? Something that is there. Like, of course, Bill and the Burns, we created this, the bog pod. Um, although I've been put off the gaming a little bit, I'm struggling to find the game that I enjoy. I mean, I'm not very good at Warzone, so I've kind of like stopped playing it. I don't really want to like there's not like I like a shoot 'em up game, of course, but there's not really another shoot 'em up game out there that I want to really get into. So in amongst all my confusion, my doubt, and all the other things, it's getting. I feel like a pressure cooker, and could be flipping my lid. Not that I want to flip my lid, but I know I am losing my head in work, and it's the sheer amount of thoughts um, that keep coming back round, and when I'm not feeling good, those thoughts can be terrible. And I'm sorry to be so depressing, but this is my reality at the moment. And I'm gonna try and work out and try and solve all these issues. Get my head around certain things. I'm fully aware I'm having a baby. And I'm fully aware of the things I need to do to be able to look after the baby and Ruby. And that is my number one priority. I'm forever, but always will be. I also feel like sometimes I don't even love myself anymore. Um, that's a little bit of a worry to me because I'm not I'm not looking after myself. I'm not eating properly. I'm sleeping okay because I'm taking my magnesium in the night, so it always gets me off to sleep. I think there's digestive issues there because, like I said earlier on, today is the first day in 5 days that I've been to the toilet for the number two. Um, that was on my mind. That was on my mind, and now that is gone. So it's still left with all the other bad thoughts. But Burns, I hate for anybody out there to see my face like this and be so low down in the dumps. Right? It's not even terminology I want to use. I want to be, vibing, and I want to produce amazing content, which is something that I think. But no, some of the gaming content has been fucking awesome. Some of the podcasts we've done have been fucking awesome, but quite a few have been, bummed out as well. Um, it is what it is, son. I I'm reaching a point. I can't even walk around in silence anymore. I can't even walk around and like pretend I'm okay anymore. It's not fucking right, and I don't want to display all my problems to the world for everybody to know. Not that I care about that, but this is my only outlet for creative expression at the moment. And if I'm feeling a bit down, then that's what it's going to be. Like, all of the situations and my thought processes and stuff, just none of them are doing me any favors at the moment. And you know what the fuck do I do? Like when you're struggling to get up for work because you know you're gonna get fucking soaking because you've heard the rain hammering on the window at 4 in the morning, and I gotta get up at 5, and then I know it's already raining before I leave the house, and then I've got to walk to work, jump in the lorry wet with wet. This morning I literally had 2 bootfuls by 5:45 this morning. I only left the house at 5:30, so it takes me about 20 minutes to walk to work. So once I get down to the bottom of Britain Ferry, there's a bridge, and if it's heavy rain, that bridge is flooded. That bridge is flooded, so I had to walk through, probably up to way up over the half point of my boots because the water's just flying in my boots. So I was a bit pissed off before I got to work this morning. Jumped in the lorry. Obviously I had the news that they couldn't give me the holiday for me to go and be Ian Jenkins' best man next Friday, so that pissed me off as well. Yesterday afternoon, I have noticed things really easily piss me off these days. I'm getting snappy, I'm ratty, I've got attitude, I'm angry, aggressive, throwing bins in that I don't fucking agree with, throwing people's grass sacks in that are too heavy, just slinging them straight in, full bump in the back, because I don't care. If the people out there that are putting the grass sacks out that are too heavy and they've ignored the writing on the side, then my mentality, fuck you. I'll throw the whole fucking thing in. You want to have a fucking green sack to be able to do that in a fortnight. And if you want one, you'll have to phone and fucking pay for another one. So that's my little bit of punishment to the people out there for ignoring the writing and the health and safety warning on the side of your green sacks. And I absolutely guarantee you, if I was to leave the green sacks that I was unwilling to pick up because of the sheer weight of them or the wrong material, then either my other loader would pick that up because he's a bit, don't want to leave anything behind, and you know, the fracas of the fucking green, or the weight of the green fucking sacks will continue. I mean, I would like to know whose fucking stupid idea it was to have the bin man go around and collect all the green. We're not picking up much rubbish. We're picking up fucking green waste. So I'm like the fucking grass man. Like, you know, like you get the fucking rag and bone man coming around for all the fucking scrap and all the fucking fridges and the fucking cookers and all the scrap. I'm like the fucking green man. I got fucking blades of grass bursting out of the side of my fucking lorry. No fucking rubbish, or hardly any fucking rubbish. Picking up tons and tons and tons of green every fucking day. And it's ridiculous. I would love to know who decided, because it weren't the fucking men, it weren't the men on the ground, it never fucking is. Like, whose stupid idea was it to have the bin man to come around and pick that up? Like, you could have created, like, say, 4 crews of 3 men, 2 loaders and a driver to each crew, to go around and pick up all the grass. But of course, why do that when you can have the bin boys to fucking do it, innit? Like it's to the point now in work where they are determined to try and keep us there for as long as possible, up until, like, I work 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then that's it, done. Happens one on a Friday. You should see it, guys. You should see it. And the end of October, I am going to buy a new phone because I need one. And when I buy the new phone, I'm going to buy a chest piece. And this phone will just be for recording. footage in work, and you will see the amount of green. And hopefully I'm gonna keep filming from the chest piece all the way up until next summer, and then all the way through next summer. So you will see, like, it's still bad out there now. In areas like Bryncoch, where I've been today, they've all got big front gardens, they've all got big back gardens. So the amount of green out there is fucking unbelievable. It's daunting, guys. It's daunting. Do you know when you look down the street and all you see is green sacks and like one bin here, one half bin there, one half bin there, one full bin there. In between those three houses, you've probably picked up 15 green sacks, and it's soul destroying. It is absolutely fucking soul destroying. We have been doing this fucking green situation for a couple of years now, and I don't know how I've managed up to this point. Now, of course, I did have a little break away from the green, whereas I was on a crew, driving on a crew. I was driving the car because we couldn't have extra boys in the lorry because of COVID, so I had the car, and I was on that round then, but you take me off that now. All the boys are back in the lorry now because COVID seems to be alright at the moment, and now they're taking the cars off us, and I'm back on the old fucking round that I had a year away from. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look what Burns is saying. I think it's very commendable and honest of you to do this. Thank you, son. You don't realise how many people relate to this honesty. Truly, this in itself is a step. It's almost like a real life diary. Have you tried writing things down and keeping a journal of your thoughts and feelings? I haven't done a journal or wrote any like thoughts and feelings down. I always try and write fucking bits of content down we can, like, you know, or raps or something, but I try and write down ideas that we can talk about on the pod, son. I mean, guys, we're going for just a little over an hour now. I'm tempted to put that album on that I was saying, and I'm just gonna fucking sing it to you to try and make myself feel a little bit better. I don't enjoy feeling like this at all. I want to be able to be happy, enjoy life a little more, and just be a little bit more content with what's going on. And I like, is it a controlling part of me that's turning me into a fucking freak? That's turning me in? Is it like the things that I can't control or are out of my control at the moment are the things that I'm like freaking out about? I'm pissing myself off about and getting aggressive over. Now, how do I bring things back into my control? Do you know? Do I go and fucking pick a load of fucking mushrooms and try and use that for my mental health? Do you know? Do I fucking quit smoking altogether? Quit fucking drinking? Try and exercise? I mean, I enjoy drinking. I enjoy fucking smoking. What I mean? So you're just taking more enjoyment away, and you're just not replacing that enjoyment with anything. Do you know what I mean? I mean, what the fuck? Like, how do I get about this situation where I can maybe achieve some sort of happiness in the coming weeks and months? I love doing this. I love doing podcasts with Burns. I love going up there and having a couple of cans and having a good laugh. And there's so much we can do. There's so much we can talk about. We talk about fucking gangsters. We talk about movies. Talk about life. Talk about work. Talk about money. Talk about crypto. Talk about business. So much, guys. So much. Talk about fucking movies. Did I say movies? You know, talk about documentaries, talk about fucking ayahuasca, we talk about magic mushrooms, talk about psychedelic healing, talk about so much, guys, so much. Talk about friends and family. relationships, struggles in life, every day, every day. But for now, I don't know. I I hate myself for beating myself up so much. And I can't put my finger on why I beat myself up so much. I always have. I always have. And it's getting to the point where I don't know what's around the corner. I don't know how to sort or solve some of these problems and issues. I don't know. I don't know. Thing is, if you put the album on now, as what I was listening to earlier on, you could well get the MC8. Bear with me a second, my lovelies. Right. Perhaps this will be a little risque, but when I come back, I'm going to go for a pee and roll myself a cigarette and have a drop of water. When I come back, we will put the album on. There's only 6 videos on there, but I'll try and find the full album, okay? Right, that might actually be it. Right, okay, so bear with me a second, okay? Okay guys, so we're going to have say a 5-minute break, 10-minute break, and when we come back we're going to go for the album, okay? See you in 5. back, guys. 2 seconds on it. Just sort this out a sec. Two seconds now, guys. That. Right, so we got a cup of tea now. What a cigarette. And I'm gonna have a chance doing this. Burns, are you there? Oh. Right, we got Bloodluster, Dope Dog, Lacy Liu, Savalana, Salana, Am I saying that right? Sorry if I'm not. Sarah Lana. Right. Let's try this then, right? I'm just I'm gonna why isn't it? Okay. So this is the first song, okay?
It's okay not to know, to wonder what to do. It's okay to ask. Because the more we learn, the closer we get.
not going to do this. It's going to be too much of a potch. Oh, here we are then. Right, we're not going to go through with that because I'm too afraid to get a fucking DMCA, I think. Let's have a little look. What's going on the old Xbox these days, because I do not know. So everything always needs a bastard update on this. I'm not going to be playing no Warzone today, I can tell you. See, it's fucked it. Right, well, I guess I'm gonna leave it away, guys. Sorry. I hope I haven't depressed too many of you with my depressing podcast, I suppose. But what I've said is the truth. It's exactly how I feel. And I suppose it is what it is. And I'm going to have to get on with it. Burns, nice to see you back, son. But I think I'm just about done. I was going to have a fucking sing-song along to Alabama 3, but I suppose I've already done that once today in work. And I don't really want to get DMCA'd on shit. So it's been good. It's been good. I have got a little bit off my chest. So I'm going to have a cup of tea now, chill out for half hour, and then make my way home. So I hope all is well, guys. I hope you all stay safe. I hope we're all looking after each other. I hope you're all looking after your mums and dads out there and your parents, for those who are not living at home anymore. I hope you do pop home to see your parents and your mums and dads. And that's that. So thank you very much for popping by, and especially we'll have to do a pod soon, son. We'll have to do a pod soon. Maybe Friday if you want to. Next week might be better because I'll have money and son to get a couple of beers, whatever. But thank you, Burns. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you to everyone else who's popped by, and see you all soon, I suppose. Thank you very much indeed. It's been a pleasure. I have been Bill, the one of the co-hosts of the Bog Pod, and thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, guys, and we'll see you shortly. Maybe on Friday, but keep your eye on the schedule. Not that we do it anymore, but if we are going to do a podcast on Friday, Bill and the Burns up in Burns' house, I will try and get it in the schedule for Thursday night. So, thank you. Peace and love. Take care. And don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Take care, my loves.